Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live.
Jonah says, Yahoo, finally the bull run begins. And anything for clicks, always coming with the clicks. CB must be snitching and got out of jail. Round of applause for both of those. Oh, man, you guys are insane. I did not snitch. I was in jail. I was in jail with your boy, Ben Armstrong. Round of applause for free Ben Armstrong, right? Free Ben Armstrong. We got the free Ross. Ross is free now, so now we just need the free Ben Armstrong. I don't know, man. Ben, I think, is still incarcerated. That's a crazy situation. But no, I am free. I am free. Thank God I am free. I don't want to be locked up, so I'm going to stay free. But what's not free are these gains. You better lock them in, ladies and gentlemen. You better lock those gains in. We are just pressing up against $100,000 Bitcoin. I streamed yesterday morning. I was wrong. I'll admit it. I thought we would see the reversal by now because of the FOMC meeting. I knew that was going to be a nothing burger. Jerome Powell just clearly doesn't want to help Trump in any way, but the markets don't care. They are still anticipating this weekend. This weekend is going to be a big event. I think a big letdown. Even Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, is saying, don't look for any deal. This is not a deal, but I think the markets are looking for some type of deal or surprise. I don't think you're going to get one. He's trying to telegraph the markets that you're not going to get one either. But yet the markets are still rallying. And this is what I tell you guys all the time. We're at the point where fundamentals within crypto don't matter. It's all literally about what, see if I can get this to come up. Not showing for some reason. Let's try this again. It's all about what the stock market is doing. Unfortunately, it's all about what the stock market is doing, and the stock market is still rallying. I will get excited about crypto when we get a decoupling, and it can happen. We'll talk about another state that just joined the bandwagon of accumulating Bitcoin, but I will get excited when I see stock market crash, but you see cryptos going the other direction. You see Bitcoin going the opposite direction. I've got a very, very neat statistic about Ethereum too that might shock you or might not. It might be a telling story about the direction of Ethereum, but that's when I'll get excited about Bitcoin, and it will happen, but you will see, I think, the crypto markets or the equity markets, the stock market that is, roll over. It's going to come back. It's going to pull back in the next month or two. You're going to see a major pullback. And after the pullback, it's going to drag Bitcoin and cryptos down as well. But what I want to see is a decoupling from the carnage in the stock market and see Bitcoin rally. That's when I'll get excited and I'll know it's time to really lock and load. So we're right pressing up against $100,000 Bitcoin. The U.S. markets are up. Futures are up right now, strong too. So it's not just a Bitcoin thing, guys. It's not because I'm going to show you some information or a news article about a state that is now going to start buying. That's not why we're rallying. We're rallying because the stock market's rallying. It's really that simple, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause. Hit that like button. Share the stream. Jonah says, free. I don't know what that emoji says. I can't even see that. Mexican Charlie Lee, man, I've been chilling, trading, traveling. I've been enjoying this good weather finally. It is a clown world, though, we live in. It's definitely a clown world. Definitely a clown world. So today we're going to look at trades. Now, remember yesterday's scalping session? Well, it really wasn't a full session. I did it for an hour with you guys, pause. But as you can see, if you were trading the Bloodalytics scalping system, you would have knocked it out the park, ladies and gentlemen. Because yesterday, so this is where we ended. You know, I went live at 9 o'clock. I'm going to try to start going live at 9 a.m. in the morning, every morning. Maybe do a evening stream as well. But 9 o'clock, I went long, took some profits up here. We ultimately turned around and went lowered for a short. And I was able to, well, I actually didn't trade this one. So I didn't trade this one. But if you were trading this at 1, 2 o'clock yesterday, U.S. session, you would have done well with those two take profits there. And then we turned around. You probably would have just made some money because we took two profits. The first S chicken is always 50% take profit. That's how I have it set up. So you immediately get 50% of your risk exposure out or off the table. You lock in those gains. And then every TP take profit thereafter is going to be a 30% take profit. So it took, you know, you would have taken a 30% profit here. But this one was where the markets at about 5 o'clock, after everything closes up, it rallied again. And it's been on a tear and it's been take profits. We literally just took another take profit right now, live and direct on this trade. So, you know, those who are definitely utilizing the Bloodalytics scalping system. And if you're in the swing trading, that's even better. We'll take a look at that. But Ethereum rallied as well. Nice long we're in with Ethereum. As you guys can see here, very similar sequence from yesterday, but Ethereum's short was more extended in yesterday's session. But today's or last night at 10 o'clock, got a signal to go long on the scalp. If you were scalping that late, I typically don't. I just do the U.S. session, but you got to use this how you want to use it. Tailor it to your trading strategy. Tailor it to your trading strategy. All right. So we'll take a look at the swing trades here in a minute as well. But looking good right now, right up against $100,000 Bitcoin. And again, the reason is it's really simple. I know people want to make it more complicated. Got all these theories about this and that. It's simply because the equity markets, the stock market is up and doing well. I don't know why they think there's going to be a deal. It looks like today might have been in the futures market. You might see a move up because Trump is announcing a US-UK trade deal. But this matters not much at all. This doesn't really matter. This doesn't really matter. What matters and has the most economic impact is what's going to happen with China. Listen, I watched a press conference in the Oval Office yesterday with Trump, and he just straight flat out said, I'm not moving an inch with China. I'm not bringing it down from 145%. He is going, and he has the leverage to do this. He does have the leverage still to do this. So he's not going to move. China has to move first, and then he will respond to China relaxing or adjusting their trade terms. Don't forget, this is something that people really forget. A lot of people forget this. Y'all forget that Trump was very, very strong and aggressive with China in his first term. He had an aggressive trade policy put together for the CCP that he had negotiated, and they said they would agree to. It was a very aggressive one on tariffs. A lot of people forget this. They had talks in 2019, and they were supposed to, conform to what Trump was asking at that point. And then miraculously, we had a global shutdown. Round of applause for the timing. Round of applause for the timing. So you can read between the lines and figure out what that was all about. But I think China retaliated against us in the trade war first term with Trump. 2019, go back and look. 2019, they had a big a big showdown. Xi's second in command, I think, came over and met in the Oval Office, and all of this. And then all of a sudden, we get a shutdown in a global virus coming from China. But at any rate, the markets are excited about this London deal, this UK deal, which they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. 10%. We do some trade, of course, with the UK, with Britain. 10%. Those are peanuts. The big monkey, the big gorilla or elephant in the room is China, and I don't think we're going. I'm pretty sure I can bet about 100% that we're not getting a deal this weekend from Scott Bessent and Trump's team and Xi. This is supposed to be like the meeting for a meeting. Basically, that's what it is. A meeting for a meeting. We're going to meet to figure out when we're going to meet. That's all that's happening. So once the markets digest this, I don't know what day they're meeting this weekend, if it's a Saturday or if it's Sunday, I'm not sure. But I project that come Sunday evening, when Asia Euro opens, it's going to more so Asia markets open Sunday night or Sunday evening. I think you're going to see a sell-off. Markets are not rational. I know a lot of economists, famous ones, would say that they are, but they're not. They're not. What's going on with Steph Curry here? Steph Curry, Tom Brady, and others excluded from most FTX investor claims judge rules. Why is that? Because they probably got paid buku dollars So the judge ruled that the plaintiffs failed to prove the celebrities knew about FTX and CEO Sam Bankman-Fried's misconduct when endorsing the platform. Oh, so this is more so they're exempt from being sued by all the customers that were damaged and lost money from this. But most people, I think, shout out to somebody in the comments. Let me know if you were wrapped up in the FTX situation and how much money did you get back. I think people got all their money back at yesterday's dollar, though, at the time of the incident, I believe. So the ruling narrows the scope of the sprawling multi-district litigation, accusing them of using their fame to market a fraudulent platform. Yeah, these people didn't know. They're victims themselves, but they did get paid, I'm sure. So they're not too much of a victim unless they put what they got paid back into FTX. But even that, they're getting their money back. So the celebrities win. And I think this is a big nothing burger. But what is interesting, and we'll take a look and see if, I don't think I'll be able to enter a trade today simply because we're so far extended. I'll be waiting for a short position. And it would be great if I can get one right around 100,000. That would be great. This is the 1 minute. Let's take a look at the swing trades in a minute. I'll pull it up now, but what I want to show you is this interesting statistic. And you guys let me know what this means to you. How do you interpret this? So we got Siniz on Twitter, on X, said first time Bitcoin hit 100,000, ETH was at 4K. Second time Bitcoin hit 100,000, ETH was at 3.9K. Third time, 3.7. Fourth time, 3.4. Fifth time, 1.9 thousand. Makes you think. What's going on with ETH, ladies and gents? Is the ETH? I told you guys, ETH is going to underperform. It's not going to zero. I'm not being, people like to be hyperbolic about stuff. It's not going to zero, but ETH is going to underperform. Solana is the one to hold. Solana has the most activity, the most bandwidth. And I think when the meme coin scenario comes back, it's going to go right back to Solana and other chains, Base. But Base doesn't really do much to Ethereum's price like that. You don't need as much Ethereum to navigate and do things on the Base network. So that's going to have a very minimal effect on the price of Ethereum. So yeah, only thing that's holding Ethereum up is Wall Street and those ETFs. They got a lot of them, spot, futures, all types of shit going on with the Ethereum. So Wall Street has definitely financialized Ethereum, and it ain't going nowhere. Let me get that, help you understand that it's not going anywhere. It's just that it's going to continually underperform a lot of these other smart contract chains, in my opinion. So let's take a look at, don't forget, a link is in the description below. Get over to WeX. That's where we're trading. I'm trading on Blowfin as well. They got the algo pumping over on Blowfin, the swing trading algo. Check that out. Link is in the description as well. But this is the trade we're in for Bitcoin that we've been in since Tuesday. This long position has been treating us very well, and we've been taking nicks off the profits here, locking in those gains since Tuesday. 2:30 p.m. we went long, and prior to that we were in a short for a good 3 days. So smooth transition for us with Bloodalytics swing trading. You guys can always sign up for either of them. The scalping, if you have time and you want to be more fast paced, this is a beast, but you gotta have a disciplined strategy to use the scalping system. Don't try to scalp all day. You're gonna wear yourself out. You're gonna miss trades. You're gonna do all that. So I would just, if you're gonna do the 1 minute scalping, you better have a system. You better have a strategy and a time frame to do it, and replicate that each and every day, or whatever days you want to. $24.99 for that, and then the swing trading is what we're looking at now. This system is a little bit more or less intensive, less hands-on, and slower pace, but you have to wait for your gains a little bit longer. So Bitcoin trade, again, knocked it out the park, and we went long on Bitcoin even before Scott Bessent made that news announcement yesterday that they will be meeting with China. Made that announcement at 5 p.m. or in the 5 o'clock hour yesterday. And as you can see, boom, it went bananas ever since then. So markets are rallying off of that news. Again, I think that's going to be a nothing burger. Markets are going to retrace after that nothing burger, but it is what it is. Now this Ethereum trade, very long trade, and at this point I'm not even in the trade anymore because I've taken so many take profits. But we've been in this long since April 22nd on the swing trade, so I'm not even really benefiting at all from this next leg up. I'm waiting for the reversal. Okay, it's going to come, and it's going to be a good trade. It's going to be a very good trade. Binance, we are in a long. We got into a long on Binance last night. I am currently in that trade. Let me see if I can. Am I logged in? I'm not even logged in. Let me log into Blowfan really quickly. Let me log into Blowfan. What is the email? Hit that like button, y'all. Share the stream. Oh, I gotta use my phone. 1 second. 1 second. Let's see. Log in here to Blowfan. Let's see. So as you guys can see here, in this, we're about 68%. This is a 50x, but still at 50x, 68% trade would be, if you were trading 10x, I think that would be what, like 10% almost, 7-8%, or half that. No, 30%. So it's still good. So we're up on that trade. Let me see here. And then we have near. I'm not in a near trade because I've exhausted this trade as well. This trade has been exhausted as far as the short. Would have been great if we could have pulled off a long on this crossover. But we missed that. So we're gonna have to wait for a pullback, and we'll get a trigger to go long on near. Near is one of those other ones. This is one of my favorite pairs to trade because man, when you get it right, this thing will do 800, like at 50x, it'll do 800%, 700, 800% returns on your margin, whatever your margin is, right? So almost 1,000% on the when it gets it right. I mean, look at these trades. When it gets it right, it moves in one direction for a long time. So that's why I like trading near, and why I've mapped near to the algo. Again, we missed this one, but again, we will get into a long if conditions are met. I personally think, though, that we're going to get a rollover this coming weekend, maybe even before. Will we breach $100,000 Bitcoin? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat room right now. Are we going to hit 100,000 today or this week? What's today? Thursday? Yeah, let me know if we're going to hit 100,000 this week. That should be a layup. Charles Newsom, what's going on, brother? Simon Stamper said, finally caught a lie. Well, that's because I'm finally back, my friend. I've been gone for about a month and a half. This is the new time for now. 9 o'clock, we'll open the session up, U.S. session, and see where trades are going. But at this point, I cannot add a trade to the table. This market is just too far extended. We'll need to wait for a pullback. And yeah, that's where we are. Now, there was something else I wanted to show you guys. And this, again, don't confuse. People are conflating in the crypto markets. They're conflating this rally up for something to do with what's going on inside the crypto community. No, it has nothing to do with anything in the crypto community, in the crypto ecosystem. Absolutely nothing. Doesn't have nothing to do with Michael Saylor. Got nothing to do with, we're going to look at Arizona. As you guys see, it has nothing to do with it. This is 12 hours ago. Arizona enacts new law to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve. This is great. This is great, but it has nothing to do with that. It all has to do with how tied to the equity markets crypto is now. I mean, it's been this way for quite some time, but it's getting very extreme. All you have to do is follow the QQQ, the NASDAQ index. That's all you got to follow. And that's a pretty close picture of where Bitcoin is going to go. So if you think we won't see a rollover, we won't see a crash in equity markets, then Bitcoin is not going to see a crash, and you're going to see it continue to go higher and make newer highs. 109 was the high. You're going to see it go further than 109. If you think the equity markets are just going to continue to go higher. And is that a possibility? Of course, it's a possibility. But I see some turbulence coming in the next couple of months regarding trade wars. So we shall see. I really don't see China backing down. I don't. They can't. At least Xi can't. The only way China backs down if they kick Xi out. If Xi is kicked out, a new regime is formed, then yes. But if Xi is going to stay in power, nah, he ain't backing down, and he's gonna be willing to crash out. So this Bitcoin Arizona Strategic Reserve says here, Arizona is the first state in the nation to keep digital assets in their native form for unclaimed property. Following the sign of House Bill 2749 into law today, the legislation passed both chambers of the legislation with bipartisan support and was championed by House Commerce Committee Chairman Jeff Winiger. What a last name. HB 2749 updates Arizona's unclaimed property laws to account for the growing presence of digital assets, including cryptocurrencies. What is unclaimed property laws? What is that? Forfeiture, where you steal and take from your citizen? Is that what we're talking about? The law establishes a clear process for identifying and handling unclaimed virtual property. Huh? Protects the value of the digital asset held by the state and creates a reserve fund that may be used for future appropriations with legislative approval. So basically, this is a confiscation situation. This is a confiscation. They're just saying, hey, well, we take and steal your shit, Arizonians, and you just so happen to have some crypto. We're going to hold it. We're not going to sell it, and we might use it in the future. Jonah says the summer is the real bull run, but probably Bitcoin will go down before that. Correct. I see a move down before the move up. Timing is everything. So we got to get the timing right. I see a move down before a move up. I got my Bitcoin Detroit hat on. Shout out to everybody in the D. Timing is everything. So you got to have the timing right. You got to have a sequence of trades right. I think we go down first before we go back up. I mean, we've been going up, but this up move was literally saved by some, to me, very baseless news, which is Scott Bessent saying that they're meeting with China this weekend. That doesn't mean anything. Meeting with them to have a meeting for a meeting, to talk about another meeting doesn't mean anything meaningful and won't turn out to be anything meaningful. Hence why I think you're going to get a sell-off afterwards. Now, there could be some shock and awe and you see a deal. And at that point, yeah, market's going to rally. Bitcoin's going to definitely take off and probably do another all-time high. But I just don't see that happening. I could be wrong. I'm betting the other side of the trade, ladies and gents, on that one. All right, so that's good news. Arizona has passed a strategic Bitcoin reserve or updated it. That's cool. I'm with it. I'm with it. Now, let me show you. So we're up 68% on that trade. But my Bitcoin trade is up 249%. We're up 249% on this long from Tuesday on Bitcoin. Bloodalytics got the signal at about 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard, and it's been on a rip ever since. So that's it for today, man. I think we just got to wait a couple more days to see what happens. I think I know what's going to happen. It's going to be a nothing burger. They've even telegraphed it that it was going to be a nothing burger. But markets are irrational, in my opinion, in most instances, and they're rallying just because of that. They're rallying. They need to rally on any and everything to keep this Ponzi scheme going. As far as the equity markets, the stock markets, it's so overvalued, ladies and gentlemen. I think the PE earnings for the stock market is that it might be at all-time highs. So it's highly overvalued. Highly overvalued. So we'll see. Sign up for the scalping system, $24 a month, cancel anytime, or you can sign up for the swing trade with Blowfin. Create yourself an account. You can get a free month, actually, if you would like. That's still available. Get a free month trial of the swing trading over on Blowfin. You just need to fill out the form. Click that button, fill out the form, and we'll get you set up to try it out for a month. Or you can sign up for the 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months. I actually had someone, it's so funny, someone reached out. It was crazy that they even, I don't know where they remembered this, but at one point I was doing a lifetime Bloodalytics membership. And he asked about it, so I gave it to him. So he's a lifetimer, and I think he's enjoying so far what gains he's got. He's signed up maybe about 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, something like that. Got him linked up and automated on Blowfin. So again, link in the description below. You can actually scan this QR code if you guys want to get this chart. Scan that QR code you see on the screen. It's your boy Crypto Blood. I'm out of here, people. I'll check y'all tomorrow. Out.
I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live.
Okay.